Instagram or YouTube. I don't know which one I'm going to do. Okay, so another PSA to the makers. I've been tossing this idea around for a bit, and I think I'm at a point. I'm at a point where I'm real confident in everything. I'm confident in my process. I'm confident in troubleshooting. I've done enough of this and tested enough. Not that it's going to stop, but the testing won't stop. But to where I feel confident to offer this service. So I've been thinking about toying with this idea for a couple months now. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that there's a need in the community, in the knife maker community, specifically for small makers, for small makers for heat treating. Right now, really the only option we have is Peters, right? It's Peters or dump $2,000 in your own oven. Whether you're a full-time maker or a part-time maker or a hobbyist, that becomes a long, lengthy process. And I've been doing this for some people on the side to help out, but a lot of people have been telling me I need to open this up to everybody. So as of today, I'm going to start Steve Kalari Customs heat treating service. So the idea for this is small batch. The idea is, and there are other companies other than Peters, but they do industrial heat treating. They do heat treating on an industrial scale. Your knives are thrown in with other knives. They're done in large ovens and large kilns. They do what they do pretty good. The market that I'm shooting at is the small maker that wants a high performance heat treat, a heat treat done to their specs. Okay? So that's what I'm offering the knife making community. And to see what I mean by that, right now when I'm starting, I'm capping this maximum of 10 knives. So maximum of 10 knives, anything between 1 and 10 knives is fine, because I want to get the process down as far as how they're going to come in and go out. I need to see how long, I have a good idea. I've done this enough and I do enough of my own knives to know how long the whole process is going to take me. But I want to keep the turnaround time within 7 days. 7 to 10 days is really, but I want to keep it within 7 days. I think I can do that. It depends. Again, I'm gauging how much the community really wants this. I have a lot of people telling me about it, but who knows who's actually going to take me up on this. So we'll see. I want this, and if this does become something that the knife community wants, my goal to scale this is always going to be small. I don't ever want to be a Peters heat treat or anything even close to that. This will forever be small batch heat treating for independent makers. Okay, or a small company if they want it, right? If it falls within that 10 blades or whatever. My goal to scale this would be to make it, my goals are in the future to, if this does what I think it could do, to be able to buy more ovens, buy better ovens, and then to be able to take just more customers on at any given time and keep the turnaround times faster, and then and over time, if I can get enough, I bring the cost down. Right, so the better equipment the more equipment I can get, and the more business comes in, the more I can bring the price closer. It'll never be as cheap as, let's say, Peters. So for Peters, if I recall correctly, it's like $34 for the first 4 knives, $34 or $35 for the first 4 knives, and everyone after that's like $5, $4 or $5. I don't ever want to compete with that. But again, that's an industrial heat treat. I want to do high performance heat treat for custom makers. So how this is going to work is a brief rundown of how it's going. The turnaround time is going to be 7 to 10 days max. I'm shooting for 7 days. It's going to be anything from 1 to 9 blades is going to be $25 a blade. 10 blades is going to be $20 a blade. Okay, what that includes is the full heat treat with the cryogenic process. So every blade will get a liquid nitrogen process for an hour. Heat treating standards, whether you want my standard recipe or your own. So this is where we're going to differ. What you're not going to get from me is arguments. Anybody that's dealt with other heat treaters, commercial heat treaters, know that getting them to do anything high hardness is you're going to get a bunch of lip, and you're going to get a bunch of back talk because they know best. You're the knife maker. You know what the fuck you want to do. I'm here to do it for you. If you want your 4V at 68 Rockwell and it is capable of doing that, it's going to 68. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's too hard. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to break. I'm not going to tell you any of that. If that's what you want, that's what you get. You're the knife maker. You know best. Okay. If you have a protocol you want me to run, I will run that protocol every time. You can take my standard protocol and we can hit whatever number you want. If you have a special protocol you want, we'll run that and hit whatever you want. Okay. That's what this is going to be. So again, 25 bucks a blade. Once it hits 10 blades, 20 bucks a blade. Again, I hope in the future to move that to 20 blades per person, and I can reduce that. My hoping to reduce that cost down to about 15 to 20 bucks, and then if it's 20 blades or more, 10, somewhere in that ballpark. Let's see. I made some notes here. Like I said, full cryo. Oh, along with it, so full heat treat, full cryo, Rockwell hardness testing for the batch, and then we're going to get 20 minutes of straightening within 0.003 of an inch. Okay. And that's exactly what that means. That means if you lay that on a flat machinist block, there won't be more than a 0.003 of an inch gap anywhere on that knife. It's easier to get way more tolerant than that, but that applies because some people are going to be sending me chef knives. The longer and the skinnier the knife is, the more waviness, not just warping, but waviness you can get in a knife. Which brings me to my next thing. That applies to all steels except for nitroV, AEBL, 14C28N, 13C26, 12C27, any of those in that class. Okay? Those steels, if we're doing chef knives, anything in that steel, with that steel is going to require stress relieving cycle. Okay, so those are going to be 35 bucks a knife, and if it's 10 knives, it's going to go to $30 a knife. That's because it requires an extra 2 to 3 hours of a stress relieving cycle to keep the warpage to a minimum. So I can send you a straight blade. And again, the whole point of the 0.003 of an inch tolerance, which means 3,000 to me, really 5,000, but I'm shooting for 0.003 of an inch is enough to where if you put it on your surface grinder or you have a flat glass platen or a carbide platen, you can grind that tiny warp back out, keep your blade, and your blade will be nice and straight, and you only lose 0.006 of an inch on either side. For a kitchen knife, it'll just be thinner. The thinner, the better blade stock. So like any heat treating service, a lot of guys don't think about this, but expect I'm sure everybody knows this, but you buy your stock thickness oversized than what you expect the finished product to be because of flattening and surface grinding and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's all. I wanted to put that out there. I might post this on my YouTube too. If you're a knife maker and you have 10 blades or less and you want a high performance heat treat, like I said, full heat treat, either my recipe or yours, all of it includes a cryo cycle, all of it includes straightening, all of it includes Rockwell testing. Boom, just like that. And like I said, if this takes off and people want the service, I hope to bring it to a point where I can take up to 20 knives. The turnaround time can hopefully be less than a week, and I can bring the prices to even closer to what somebody like Peters would offer, but still giving way higher end heat treats. Again, things you're not going to get from me, you're not going to get back talk. If you want it at whatever Rockwell you want, that's where we're shooting for. I can hit it, I'll guarantee it within a half a point, either way, okay? You want it at 63, I can do 62.5 to 63. Not 62 to 63.5, not a full point swing, a half a point swing, because that's completely normal. This isn't Peters where we got a full point. If it's over 60 Rockwell, we can get within a half point swing, okay? Every time. Another thing you're not going to get random blowtorch marks on the spines of your knives from me blue backing knife to straighten it. All straightening will be done with carbide hammers, period. Okay? It is a minimally, I don't want to say destructive, but it leaves little indentations. That's how we're going to straighten it. It's easily, again, when you take the knife, you're going to have to surface grind to get the mill scale, any mill scale or potential decarb off. All blades will be done in foil. None of that ATP or clay shit. It's all going to be done in foil. So minimal decarb. The straightening will all be done with carbide hammer by hand. Like I said, so a quick 120 belt will get those scratches taken out anyway. That's where that 0.003 of an inch tolerance comes in. No blue backing, no blowtorch marks, no arguing with you over what Rockwell you want it at. I want this, again, I'm a regular guy. I live in the real world. We do real world shit. So I want this to be real world, higher performance heat treating for custom knife makers who don't want to send their knives off for a generic heat treat. If you do, it's fine. If you want something a cut above all that or several notches above all that, then holla at your boy. So hope y'all have a great day. A great Tuesday. I don't know when I'm going to send this video out, but whatever. Hope y'all have a good day or a good weekend or whenever I send this out.